Good morning. Switch on the video, children. Manuel, Gauri, Srihari, Aditya, switch on the video. Okay, this last built-in function, it is partition, isn't it? We just write that heading partition. Isn't it, Aditya?
No, ma'am, Joey.
Join. Okay, okay. So the next function, it is join. Okay. Then this function returns a string in which the string elements have been joined by a string separator. Write the definition. The string elements have been joined by a string separator. String elements have been joined by a string separator. String elements have been joined by a string separator. When we are using this join function, the string elements have been joined by a string separator. Write this example. X is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then print second. S1 is equal to 1 hyphen, then print S dot join within bracket S. S1 dot join S. So here, this is the join function. Join function will start with the join separator. The meaning of this join function is you want to separate the contents of this S with the separator hyphen. Okay. Using this hyphen, that is after executing these statements, the result it is 1 hyphen, 2 hyphen, 3 hyphen, 4 hyphen, 5. This is the result. So this join function will join the elements of a string with the help of a separator. That is the meaning of this join function. So the elements are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we will join these elements with this separator. So 1 hyphen, 2 hyphen, 3 hyphen, 4 hyphen, 5. That is the result. Okay. So the starting point, it is the separator name. It is not S dot. S is the string name. But we start with separator name. Here the separator name, it is S1. So S1 dot join within bracket S. S1 dot join within bracket S. All of you switch on the video, children. Switch on the video. Okay, print S1 dot join S. So you just note this S1. S1 is the separator name. It is not S dot join. Okay. So join operation or join function will start with separator name. Here hyphen is the separator and this hyphen is stored in string name S1. So we'll start with S1 dot join within bracket S. Okay, S1 dot join within bracket S. So the output is 1 hyphen, 2 hyphen, 3 hyphen, 4 hyphen, 5. Then if it is this S1 is star, it will display like 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, just like that. We can give character also. That is, if I'm using A as S1, then it will separate it like 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5. Okay, that is join function. From the name itself, it is used for joining the elements, but it will join the elements of a string with the help of a separator. Here S1 is the separator. Within that S1, I am using a special symbol, star, hyphen, or any special character or any character for separating that elements in a string. The next one, it is swap case.
Ma'am,
Yes, Gauri?
after 5, is there any hyphen?
No. 1 second, I will check.
Ma'am,
No, after 5, no hyphen. Okay, Chud?
will it be in square brackets?
Sure. No, the result is within single quotes or double quotes.
Okay.
The result is a string. Okay.
So, ma'am, the output, it will have
Output
the
is, here this is the output. 1 hyphen, 2 hyphen, 3 hyphen, 4 hyphen, 5 within single quotes or double quotes. The next one, it is swap case. Swap case is for just interchange the case. That is, if the content is lowercase, it will convert into uppercase. If it is uppercase, it will convert into lowercase. For that purpose, we are using this swap case function. That is, swap case is a function that is used to interchange the case or change the case. If the content include small letter, it will convert it to capital letter. If the content include capital letter, it will convert it to small letter. Okay, write to example. Write one example. S is equal to welcome. Here W is capital and all the other letters are small letter. Then print S dot swap case, empty bracket. Then the result it is this W is converted to small letter and all the other letters are converted to capital letter. This is also the result is in single quotes. Okay, that is swap case. The next one, it is partition. Partition. Partition is used to split the given string. It is used to split the given string using the specified separator. Using the specified separator. And return a tuple. Return a tuple. Okay, underline that point. It will return a tuple. Switch on the video, children. It will return a tuple. So partition is almost same as that of split function. That is, it will split. It will divide a string into different parts, but it will return the result in the form of a tuple. Okay. So write one example. S1 is equal to xyz@gmail.com. Okay. Then print S1 dot partition and within brackets single quotes space Then another statement, it is print s1 dot partition within bracket at the rate. So here, the string name, it is S1. The content of S1, it is xyz@gmail.com. Here, I'm using S1 dot partition within single quote space. But here, there is no space. Okay, so it will return the same string. Okay, here, if there is a space in between this xyz at the rate, after at the rate, if there is a space, then it will split the string into xyz at the rate and gmail.com into two parts. But here there is no space, so the result is the same content, xyz at the rate gmail.com. It is within a tuple. You just write the output here. The output representation, it is xyz at the rate gmail.com to empty space after the string. Write the output, I'll give the explanation. So if there is no separator, that is, if here we can't find this space separator in this string, then after returning the same string as first part, it will followed by two other spaces. Okay, that is empty space. So after the entire string, it will return a space to empty space. So write the sentence.
Ma'am,
If okay, Gauri.
why is it two spaces?
I will explain. You just write this sentence. If the separator is not found, if the separator is not found, it returns the string itself. It returns the string itself, followed by two empty strings within the parenthesis as tuple. Within the parenthesis as tuple. Okay, this is the default settings for partition function. Okay, if that particular separator is not in the string, then it will return the string itself, but followed by two empty string spaces. 1 second. Okay. All of you switch on the video. Okay, so here, in the case of partition function, if there is no separator, then it will return the string itself followed by two spaces. Okay. What is the default value returned by this partition function? Only two spaces. Two parts are there after the entire string, two parts. That two parts is the empty string. Okay. Switch on the video, children. All of you switch on the video. Okay, write another example. Oh, here what is the result of this one? Here, the first part it is XYZ. Then second part it is @. Third part it is Gmail within tuple. This is the result of this one. That is here separator is @. So based on this @, the first part is, that is total parts allowed for this partition, it is 3. That's why we are using 2 spaces here. Okay. So we just divide this string into 3 parts based on the separator. One part is the part just before the separator. Then second part is the separator itself. Then third part is the part after the separator. So in the case of partition, 3 parts are there. The first part is the part just before the separator. Here, @ is the separator. So the first part is the part just before, set of characters that is just before this @, that is XYZ. This is the first part. Then second part, it is the separator itself. This is the second part. Then third part, it is the part after the separator. This is the third part. So if com is the separator, then the first part is this one. Second part is com. Last part it is space. Empty string. Okay. So here, in the case of partition, only 3 parts are there. The first part is the part just before the separator. And second part is the separator itself. Third part, it is the part just after the separator. So if there is no separator, the first part is the entire string. After that, you want to write two more string, but there is no strings. So we fill that 2 parts with empty string. Okay. Then if com is the separator, then what will happen? The first part is xyz@gmail. Second part is the separator, that is com. Third part is empty string. Okay. Is it clear? Partition. So here, in the case of split, we can split that string into different parts based on the number that we give in the string split function. But in this partition, we just divide that string into 3 parts. That 3 parts is based on the separator. So the first part is just before the separator. Second part is the separator itself. Third part is the part just after the separator. Then the next 2 functions, it is OD and CH. ORD. And CHR. This OD function will return the ASCII value of a particular character. OD function will return the ASCII value of a particular character, and CHR will return that is the reverse of OD. Okay. That is OD of capital letter A. What is OD of capital letter A? That is ASCII value of A. This OD function will return the ASCII value of A. What is ASCII value of A? Krishna, any idea? ASCII value of capital letter A? No. Srihari, anyone? What is the ASCII value of capital letter A? Adul? Okay, it is 65. Okay, you want to by heart the ASCII value of capital letter A and small letter A. Small letter A, it is 97. Okay, then we can calculate all the all the alphabets ASCII value. Okay, capital letter A, it is 65, then capital letter B, it is 66, C, it is 67, just like that. Okay, so you by heart the ASCII value of capital letter A and small letter A. Then you can calculate the next small letter cases and capital letter cases also. So capital letter A, it is 65, small letter A, it is 97. So odd of A means this odd function will return the ASCII value of capital letter A. Here ASCII value of capital letter A, it is 65. So the result, it is 65. Then another question, if it is odd of C, then it will return A, it is 65, B, it is 66, C, it is 67. Okay, this is odd function. Shivani, Muhammad, Aryan, Emmanuel, all of you switch on the video, children. Ashwin, Achud. Okay, so this is the odd function. The reverse of this odd function, that is CHR function. That is, if I'm giving, this is char of, that is, if I'm giving CHR of 97, the result, it is small letter A. Okay, here we are giving integer value, that is CHR of 97, means it will return the character of that particular 97. Here the character of 97, it is small letter A. If it is CHR of 99, what is the result, Shivani? CHR of 99. A, it is 97. 97, it is A. Then what is 99? Just calculate. 97, it is A. Then what about B? B, it is 98. Okay. 97, it is A. Okay, okay, Achut. 97, it is A. Then 98, it is B. 99, it is C, just like that. Okay. Then the case of capital letter also, 65, it is capital letter A, 66, it is capital letter B, 67, it is capital letter C, just like that. Is it clear? Is it clear, Shivani? Okay.
Ma'am, will the output
Okay.
be in quotes?
No, no, just one integer. That is, oh, here. Here it is within quotes. Here it is integer. Okay. Here within single quotes. Here it is. Okay, so these are the functions, built-in functions related with string. Almost all the functions we covered here. Okay. All the functions we are including this session. So we'll go through this functions. There is no need of by hearting the definition. You just learn some examples based on each option. Okay, each function, under one function, different options are there. You learn one example for each option. Okay. So next topic, it is list. Any doubt related with this built-in function? Any built-in function, partition, join, then L strip, R strip, strip? Anyone? No. Okay, so the next topic, it is list. List it is handled by using square bracket. That is L1 is equal to within square bracket 10 comma 11 comma 12. This is an example for list. Okay, we'll represent a list using square bracket. So L1 is equal to 10, 11, 12. Then under this list, how we can represent empty list? It is L1 is equal to, this is empty list. Okay, we can use different types of list with integer value, string value, character value, a combination of string and integer value, different type of values we can use. Is it mutable or immutable list?
Mutable.
Ah, yes, it is mutable. Okay, lists are mutable. So you just note that point also, lists are mutable. That means we can change. Then the function used for creating a list, it is list. This is the function used to create a list, or we can directly create using a square bracket. Then here also indexing is there, positive indexing and negative indexing. That is positive, same as that string. Okay, the case of list, positive indexing starting from 0 to n minus 1, and negative indexing starting from -1 to -n. Okay, the same indexing method, positive and negative or backward or forward. Okay, then which are the different, or how we can access a string? That is print L1 of 1. What is print L1 of 1? What is the result? Dia? 11. Okay. Here 0, 1, 2. So L1 of 1, which is equal to 11. Okay. Then here L1 is equal to this one, L2 is equal to L1. Here, what is the meaning of this L2 is equal to L1? Anyone? What is the meaning of this L2 is equal to L1? Here I just declare one list. It is L1 is equal to 10, 11, 12. And the next statement, it is L2 is equal to L1. L2 is equal to L1 means we are giving an alternate name L2 to L1. Just like B is equal to 20. What is A is equal to B? A is the alternate name of B. Okay, just like that. Here L1 already declared. I am giving a duplicate name for L1, it is L2. Okay. Alvin is absent. Okay, then how we can compare a list? L2 is equal to 10, 11, 12. We can compare using L1 equal to L2. Here, first string it is L1 with 10, 11, 12, and L2 is equal to 10, 11, 12. Then print L1 equal to L2. That is, it will check if L1 and L2 are equal. If it is equal, here it is equal, so the result it is true. Okay, so if the value of this L2 it is 120, then the result it is false. Okay, it is just like our normal comparison. The comparison is based on this first two characters. First, it will check 10 equal to 10. If it is okay, it will move to 11 equal to 11. If it is okay, then it will move to 12 equal to 120. Or if here there is one difference, here it is 12, then first it will compare 10 and 10, it is okay. Then it will compare 11 and 11, 10, it is not equal. Then it will not move to the next value, it will answer as false. Okay, the comparison is based on this type of comparison, that is first value of L1 is compared with first value of L2. If it is equal, then it will move to the next index. L1 of 1, that is 11, L2 of 1, it is 110. It is not equal, so there is no need of comparing the third one, so it will result false value. Okay. We can use all the relational operators like this. Instead of equal to, we can give less than, greater than, all the relational operators. L1 less than L2. The comparison is just like that. First, it will compare 10 less than 10. If it is not okay, there is no need of comparing the next one. At the same moment, it will return the result as false. Okay. If the first comparison is okay, then only it will move to the second set of values. Okay. Shivani, switch on the video. Is it clear, Krishna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is list comparison. I'll give one example. Based on relational operator, write this example. 1, 2, 3, 4 less than 4, 5, 6. Here 1 less than 4 is true. Then 2 less than 5 is also true. 3 less than 6 is also true. So this will result true as result. Here one more character is there, but when we compare these three values, here only three values are there. So after comparison, the first three conditions are okay, then the result is true. Just like that, we can use greater than symbol, then equal to symbol, just like that. Okay. The next one, it is concatenation operation. Concatenation is for joining a string, that is joining a list, that is L1 plus L2 means at the end of L1 it will add L2 content also. Concatenation, it is plus. 10, 11, L2 is equal to 12, 13. Then I want to print L1 plus L2. Just write print L1 plus L2. Here 10, 11, 12, 13 is the result. So it will just append this 12 and 13 here. So the result it is 10 comma 11 comma 12 comma 13. Okay. If the statement it is L2 plus L1, what is the result? L2 plus L1, then this L2 will come first. After that L1. Okay, here the question is L1 plus L2. If it is L2 plus L1, the result is starting from L2. L2 then comma L1 contents. That is 12 comma 13 comma 10 comma 11. Okay, that is concatenation. Then replication operator. What is replication operator? It is star. Star is the replication operator. Then using this star, we can repeatedly display one list. Here we are using two operands. One is a list and one is one integer value. So if L1 is 10, 11, then I want to print L1 into 2. Just write print L1 into 2. Here the result it is 10, 11, 10, 11 is the result. Okay. L1 into 2, that is L1 is repeated twice. The content of L1 it is 10 and 11. So 10 comma 11, 10 comma 11. And next it is membership operator. Membership operator it is in. Just like string operator. That is if that particular value is present in the list or not. Okay. Print L1, it's not L1, L1 in L1. What is the meaning of this statement? If that L1 is present in this L1. Here L1 is present. So the result it is true. I'm moving fast because all these topics are very simple. That's why I'm moving fast. If there is any doubt or if I want to repeat any points, you just inform me. Okay. So 11 in L1 means if that 11 is present in L1 or not. Here 11 is present, so the result is true. If it is 11, 110 in L1, then 110 is not there, so the result it is false. The same way not in. Okay, 110 not in L1. What is the result? Aryan, what is the result of 110? That is 110 not in L1. What is the result? Aryan? Yes, it is true because 110 is not there in L1. It is a correct statement. So the result is false. It is true. Okay. Because 110 is not in L1 is a correct statement. So the result is true. Here 11 not in L1. What is the result, Srihari? 11 not in L1.
False.
Yes, it is false because 11 is there. Okay, it is a false statement. So the result is false. Okay. Then next is slicing. Then slicing we already discussed in that string function, the same as that of list also. We can use three function, that is the first is the start value, start, then stop, then step. Okay. The same method we already discussed in the case of string. So start value is the start value, stop is the last value. We are not including that stop value, and step is the incrementation value. Then if there is no start value, the start value is 0. If there is no stop value is n. Then if there is no step value is 1. Same as that of string. Okay. Then if you want to print a list in reverse order, list that is L1, just write this one also. Yes. Okay. If you want to display the content in reverse order, either if it is a string or it is a list, if you want to display that contents in reverse order, colon, colon, -1. You just type one statement in Python interpreter and just check what happened if the print statement is L1 colon colon -1. Okay. L1 is equal to 1011. Then print within the same alignment. Okay. Print L1 of colon colon -1. You just check what is the result of this statement. Is it in reverse order or not? Then built-in functions. The first one, it is append. What is the use of append? Append is used to add one element at the end of a list. Okay. First function, it is append. APPEND. Okay. So here, write one example. L1 is equal to 10, 20, 30. And I want to append print L1 dot append 40. Then here the result, it is another list with 10, 20, 30 and 40. Okay, 10, 20, 30 and 40. So we can discuss the next built-in function, that is 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 functions are there. Okay. So next period, we can start that tuple and dictionary. Okay. So you learned that tuple and dictionary portion. And at the end, 2 sorting methods are also there. Okay. So learn that sorting, that is bubble. Is it bubble sort and insertion sort? Isn't it? Okay. So learn that sorting methods also.